Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows that the bird is a winner.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us on the Arctic Horde games. Chad and I will be playing today, and I am playing the Tzeentch army that we worked really hard in putting together, and Chad of course is playing the same old flesh-eating cords. Be kind to the comments because this is the first time that I've played this army and I'm kind of learning a little bit as I go, so please be kind.
We are playing the Ritual. It's on page 163 of the original Age of Sigmar book. And so if you look at the Ritualist's command abilities, and then also the Disruptor command abilities, this is on page 165. The Ritualist must roll a dice in each of their hero phases, add one for each friendly wizard, and subtract one for each enemy wizard. The friendly wizard is within 12 inches, the enemy wizard is within 36 inches, and the roll cannot be increased beyond 6 or reduced to less than 1. So we keep a cumulative sum of these rolls. Well, the Ritual is complete when she reaches 20. So on page 164, here's the setup. We basically just split it down the middle, and the artifact is at the end of the table in her territory. And so the way this works is units can be set up anywhere in their own territory, more than 6 inches from the enemy territory. No model may deploy within the area occupied by the magical artifact. In the first battle round, the Disruptor, that's me, decides who will have the first turn. There's no need to roll. Also of note, I have a second in command. If the general of the Disruptor's army is slain, then the player commanding the army can pick a hero from their army to take their general's place. The replacement becomes the general of the army for the rest of the battle. The Disruptor's general can only be replaced once though, so if the replacement general is also slain, or if there's no hero to take the original general's place, then the Ritualist wins a major victory when the general is slain.
So I have my army of 2,000 points on the table. Right here in front is my pink hordes. We have 30 of them. These are my screamers. I have one here, one here, one here, and one here. This is my guy with the horns. This right here, my Chaos Spawn. This is the Fate Master. This is going to be the Gaunt Summer of Tzeentch, right here. And then this is my General, also a Wizard, the Lord of Chain. This gentleman right here is also a Wizard. I have 3 Wizards in my Warband. The other one, I believe, is the Fate Master. Or the Wizard.
We'll just call that guy Big Bird. That's easier to say.
The Lord of Chain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's call him Big Bird.
Or Birdie Bird.
And I just want to mention we are actually proxying in this guy for a Gaunt Summoner.
These are my 3 spells that I took from my army that includes with my 2,000 points.
And the Disruptors. I am playing the Flesh Eater Courts. So for my battle line, I have 3 units of 10 Crypt Ghouls. They're kind of spread out there. I have 3 Ghoul Kings on Terrorgeist. And then I have a Crypt Infernal Courtier. He's hanging out right there. And back here I have an Archregent by the Throne, or the free summon thingamabobber. I took the Chalice, and then I also took Lock On, so I can try to get the stuff over there quicker. For my General, it's this guy here that has the little token floating on him. It's the guy in the end here. And he has the Mount trait on him, which gets to reroll failed hits for the Fang Maw. For my spells, I took Bone Storm and Blood Feast. And then, in addition, I have the Feast Day and Feeding Frenzy. So I just took the generic Flesh Eater Quartz rule, which allows me to pile in once for free and attack each round with one of the big guys without playing a command point. I should also mention that the big dude there, which is my general, he is taking Majestic Horror, and he also has the Chalice on him, which will keep him around for a while. So I get to pick who goes first, and of course, because of what's going on here, I'm going to go, so then she doesn't get to roll first before starting off the game and then attack me as well. So I'm going to go first. So Heidi's rolling her fate dice. And that's what wound up there out of her fate dice. Alright, with the Archregent, I am going to roll for Ferocious Hunger, needed a 6. So it goes off, and I am going to put it on the General. Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, which is the General. He is going to try to do Unholy Vitality, casting value of 6. Fails. Alright, then the next Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, this guy right here. I'm going to try to do the Chalice of Ushuran. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Casting value of 6, and it does go off. So I will set that up here in a second. And then last but not least, the last Ghoul King on Terrorgeist down here. He's going to try to cast Lock on the Endless Spell. Casting value of 6, so that goes off as well. And I will mention that the way we set up here, I'm just outside of 30, so none of Heidi's casters could try to dispel, at least for this first turn. So I got lucky there. So the Chalice and Lock-On does go off, so I'm going to set that stuff up, and we'll go from there. Okie dokie, so in my hero phase, I managed to move that unit up there. One guy died, of course, because you got to sacrifice him. I'm outside of 9. I moved the Chalice, and so that is right there. It's within 24. And last but not least, I got off Ferocious Hunger on the General. Unholy Vitality did not go off. So now I'm going to do my movement phase. So I moved everybody up. They're just outside of 3. It's this whole line here. Those guys piled off of the boat, and they're just outside of 3 over there. And then back to the summoning that I just mentioned. So that's this whole cluster down here. I have a Infernal Courtier, and then 2 units of 3 Flayers. Each has a champ in there as well, of course. So that is where everything is at. Now I'm going to do some charges. End of my movement phase. So the Archregent summoned on a Courtier, and I will show you where that is in just a second. The General summoned on a unit of 3 Flayers. This dude here summoned on a unit of 3 Flayers. And that guy there still has his summon left. So the way this worked is, I burned my command point for those 3 Flayers that guy summoned on. He had Majestic Horror, so he used that, and so he did not need to use a command point. And of course, the Archregent, because he's by the throne, does not use a command point. Charges complete. So these guys managed to get in charges on the 2 heroes there. I'm still just within 10 within Courtier there, so that's good news for me. These guys managed to charge, so the General got in and around behind those horrors. That unit got up there. The next Ghoul King on Terrorgeist got up there. That unit failed, so they're in remedial school now. They're just hanging out. They don't know what they're doing. And then over here, I did manage to get that Terrorgeist in there and that unit with 9 guys left in there because, of course, I sacrificed the 1 guy. And then I chose not to charge with that Infernal Courtier just yet. So he's just hanging out because I gotta wait until I summon so he can bring other guys back. So if he died right now, that'd be bad for me. So I just left him hanging out there. So now we're gonna go into combat. Yes, and Chad, of course, you did exactly what you do every time. We are going right into combat because I forgot shooting. I was so overzealous to get into combat. So now we're gonna go into combat. So I'm gonna end up going with the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist here. It is my General, so he has all of the fun things on him. So he has Ferocious Hunger, and he also has the Feeding Frenzy Feast Day I'm going to use on him this first turn here. It's not just on him, but I'm going to use that on him this turn. And then I also managed to get off the Ferocious Hunger. So the way Ferocious Hunger works is, oh, I had to roll D3, which I haven't done yet. Okay, so 1. So add the roll to the attack characteristics of the melee weapons used by that model until the next turn. So I get +1 attacks for all of the melee weapons for my general for this turn because of Ferocious Hunger. And so let's just start at the top here. He has normally 5 attacks, but he'll be getting 6 because of that. And hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So all of them went through except for 1. So 5 of them at -1 rend.
So the hordes are already a +6 to save, and so because it's a -1 run, I can't save on it. So they just die. So 5 of them die.
So 5 of them go away, and then we're going to look up the split and then split again rule real quick here too. So we looked up split and split again, and she'll set up the blue hordes after the phase. So, which I was just mentioning to Heidi that is actually bad for me because basically I'll kill all these pink hordes and then all the blue hordes will still be there. So it's kind of a bummer. But now I'm going to go into skeletal claws. So 4s and 3s. Ugh. Bummer, dude. Okay, so 2 of them. -1 rend.
I can't save.
Can't save, so D3 each. So that'd be 3 and 4 of them. So that means you're down to 1 guy left, which would be your banner, I would assume. I'm going to go with the Fanged Maw. Normally 3, but I get 4 instead, so 4s and 3s. So 2 of them, -2 rend. You don't get a save, so D6 each, so that would be the unit there. So they're all gone, so, but poof, there's going to wind up being 20 pink hordes there at the end of the phase. So, or blue hordes. So you were going with that duder there? Fate Master?
Yeah.
Alright, and you needed a 6...
3s to hit.
Oh, 3s to hit? So it looks like a 6 and 2 4s on your first roll there. Okay. How about to wound? You got anything special going on?
I have to do 4 for wound.
Okay, it looks like you got 1.
Okay, and it's no run D6 damage.
Okay, so saving on a 5 initially. Didn't save there, but I can save because of the Infernal Courtier, so I need a 6. Doesn't save there. Okay, so what do you got?
3 damage.
D3 or D6, I thought you said.
It says D3.
Okay. Alright, so it looks like 1.
Gets its teeth and horns, gets a 3D attack. 2, so it just gets a 1. +4.
Alright, so that looks like it's a 5. So, goes through.
And 1.
What? Alright, so it did go through. So, saving on a 5. So I saved it. So I will mention in the chalice there's 10 wounds sitting in that chalice. Alright, I'm attacking that guy right there. That is your Fate Master. And so normally I'd need 4s, but they're going to be 5s because it's a hero. And then the 6s are immortals. Alright, so I need 3s. So I got 2 of them, -1 rend. Does that guy have a save?
4. It says add 2 to save rolls for attacks made with a melee weapon that targets this model unless the attacking unit is a monster.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fly.
Alright.
Those guys can fly,
Okay.
so I can't use a save too. So it just gets a 4+. How
Okay.
many? 2?
Yep, 2 regulars and 3 mortals.
The 1 regular.
Okay.
I don't think I can save anyone else.
Okay. So it takes 4.
I moved into this guy. They get 3 attacks apiece, so I'm gonna roll for each one to hit. Thanks to wound. through.
Okay. So saving on 4+. So save 1, and then save it on a 6. So it doesn't save it. So go ahead and change it to a D3. Yeah. So it takes 2. I'm gonna take it into the screamers there. So 2, 4, 5. And I need 3s. Winning on 3s. So it gets 3 of them, -1 rend.
Save them. Save 1.
Okay, now the skeletal claws, 4s and 3s. Okay, 2 of them, -1 rend. They'll do D3 each. Okay, so they'll do D3 each, so 2 of them. So that is 4 total. Alright, now the Fanged Maw. 4s. And 3. So that is a 6. Oh, this is going to do D6. Unless you got to save. No save? Okay, so D6. So it does 3. So just enough to wipe them. And then I'm going to measure real quick to see if it's about close enough to the chalice. So it was just outside of where the chalice would have been racking up wounds there. So there's just 10 sitting in that chalice still. Crypt Horrors.
And the gold.
Or the gold, huh?
4 to 1. So 3.
Alright, so she got 1 mortal, so I have 2 regulars. Is there any rend? No rend? Okay, so I'll save it on 6s. So 1 saves. Then because I'm by the hero, I need another 6, which I got. So I saved it, so it takes 1 mortal. So now we're back over here. I'm going to pile in with the ghouls. Go on the pink horrors. Alright, so I got 8 guys going in on the pink horrors there. So I have 9 attacks, because they got 2 attacks each. So that 18 attacks total, I mean. So I got 9 in my hand, so I'll basically roll these twice. I can re-roll hit rolls of 1 as long as within 18 inches of the aberrant, because I'm right there. Yeah, so 4s and 4s. Re-rolling 1s. So 2 1s I gotta re-roll. 4s. Okay, so 2 of them on the first round. Fours. Alright, so a total of 5 between the 2 rolls.
Let's give it rend.
No rend.
Okay. So 6s to save. Save 1.
Alright, so Heidi's going to go with the Gaunt Summoner into the Flayers there.
So 3s to hit.
He only has 1 thing.
Yep.
Okay.
4 to 1. And then get it.
Okay. Alright, so after all of that combat, this is what it ends up looking like. Whole bunch of smash face going on there. And of course I still got this Archregent hanging out back here. But the most important part of this whole thing was this deal right here. So I didn't kill either one of her heroes, which is a huge deal for me, because if those would have went away, this would be a totally different game. But now they're going to get to summon things and cast stuff in her turn, so it's going to go a little wonky for me. Because I was hoping those would be gone so I could go after the bird next turn. But now the bird's going to do Infernal Gateway and do all its fun things on me, so we'll see what happens. We're going to do some Battle Shocks here real quick though, so we'll get through those and then we'll let you know what happened there. Okay, so over there, Battle Shock didn't end up making anybody else run away, so now Heidi's going to add back all of the blue horrors that belong on the table, and then we'll get on to her turn. While she's doing that, I'm going to roll for the Chalice. There was 10 wounds in there, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And for each 4+, I can heal 1 wound allocated to friendly Flesh Eater Court models within 12 inches of the model, or return 1 slain model. Alright, so that's good news. So for each 4+. So that gets me 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'll figure out what's going on there in just a sec. Okay, because of where the chalice is and where all my dudes are basically right now, the way this works out is basically just this one unit here gets that wound back. So I'll take that off of there. And outside of that, the rest of the wounds that went in here are basically wasted for this turn. Split and split again. There's all these beautiful blue horrors on the table. So now we're going to go into Tzeentch, turn 1. Okay, so here's what's going on so far. Heidi managed to get the Infernal Gateway off. I wasn't able to dispel it. She did use 2 of her Fate dice to make it more powerful. And now she's going to roll to see what happens. She's going after my Courtier over here that's on the corner there.
So I have 9 dice, and I need 3 pluses. 6 of them.
Okay. Is there anything that you get to so you can re-roll those dice or no?
So that unit suffers 1 mortal wound for each roll that is equal to or greater than the infernal value. So it's equal to or greater. So there's 6 there. So it would suffer 6 mortal wounds.
And you needed a 3+?
Yep.
Okay, so do you want to use any more of your Fate dice to change those other ones? Okay, so after Heidi and I talked about it, she changed 1 of her failed dice rolls there. So now I have to make 2 saves to keep this guy alive. So, okay, so I have 7 dice. I basically need 2 6s. There was one of them. 2. So he is still alive with 1 mortal on him. So if he would have went with 2, he would have still been dead. But that's still closer. So he is still alive. I saved 2, so he took 2, 4, 5 of them. So he has 1 wound left. Okay, so the bird back there got off Infernal Gateway. Took out a bunch of wounds on the dude that I had over here in the corner. Got him down to 1. Then between Arcane Bolt and the rest of the other jazz that these other wizards had here, they got rid of him completely. Okay, and then between the other stuff that the wizards and things had going on here, between Arcane Bolt and their special spells, they managed to get rid of this other unit of flayers that I had here. They didn't put any wounds into this unit of flayers, so that's still at full strength. She did manage to bring on that unit of pink horrors there with the Gaunt Summoner, and she also did manage to bring this deal on here. So then if you go down here, she managed to get off Arcane Bolts with the pink horrors, and those were also 2 of those I actually got directed into this unit here. That was also what helped make that unit disappear. And then right back here, the pink horrors, or that unit of horrors, got Arcane Bolt off into my Terrorgeist, taking off 1 wound there. So that is, in a nutshell, her hero phase. And now we're going to go on to movement. So after all of Heidi's movement, this is what the board ends up looking like. Those guys stayed in there. The Spawn came out to play. So did the Gaunt, or not the Gaunt Summoner, but the Ogreoid. He's coming around the corner here. She's probably going to charge at the Flayers is my guess. She moved this unit of Screamers back into the corner. Try to block my advance that I'll probably be coming at with that guy there. And then just kind of castled up back here with the Screamers to hide the Gaunt Summoner. And bubble wrap the bird back in the corner there. And then those guys over there are pretty much the same. So we'll see what happens next.
Okay, so for this guy right here, I have to roll a d6, and whatever it is, then I have to do that. 1. So 1 is Dismember by charge. Pick 1 unit within 12 inches of this model visible to them. That unit suffers a D3 mortal wound. If any models were slain by this spell before removing the first slain, you can add 1 spawn to your army and set it up within 3 inches. So 1 mortal.
So that ended up putting 1 wound onto the Flayer.
So 2d6.
So you're doing what?
The Flayers.
With what?
With the Lord of Chain.
With what?
With the Rod of Sorcery.
Okay.
2d6. Okay, this tells me how many dice I can have. Okay, I can have 4 dice. 3 is the hit. So they have 1.
Big dice.
Okay, I'll use 2. 1. Pay up both, so it's a -1 rend. 1 damage.
Saving on a 6. Didn't get it. What did it do?
1 damage. 18 inches is where you want to attack. 3 to hit.
So the Gaunt Summoner, 18 inches, you're going at the flayers?
Yep.
Okay.
3 to hit. And a 5. With a wound. And a 6. It does 3d damage. So I did do 2.
Alright, so no rend, saving 2. 5 pluses. Nope. Alright.
One's gone.
Huh?
1 player's gone.
Oh, just 2 damage each? Or 1 damage each?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this guy's dead. Dead as disco.
Okay. Hordes are gonna try to hit your players with a magical flames of ranges 12 inches. I have 10 of them, so they get 30 hits because they're 3 apiece. And we'll do 15 at a time. Okay, I need 5. So 8 for the first one, 6 for the second one. So out of 30 dice, I get
14.
14 dice to hit, and I need 4s. Out of 14 dice, I got
7.
7 of them.
Saving on 5s. Ooh, that's a really good roll. So 3 of them.
So my pink horrors can, they have magical flames. I have 20 of them. They're over here, and they're gonna attack this terror guy.
Except for those are blue horrors, honey.
Yep. When I say pink.
Yeah.
Okay, the blue hordes. They get 2 attacks apiece with a range of 12, and they're gonna shoot this dude.
Okay.
Okay. So 20 dice, first half is 5s.
So 9 total?
Yep.
First and second roll, okay.
Oops.
One are you needing to wound?
4s.
Okay. Alright, saving on 4s. Okay. And then saving on 6s. So, takes 2.
So these pink horrors are going to attack this terror guys with the missile flames of a range of 12. They need 5s to hit, 4s to roll. And I'm rolling 15 dice to begin with. Yeah, except that one's not average. 3.
So 5 the first
Total
time,
8.
3 the second time, so 8, yep.
4s to 1. And I got 3.
5s. I'm sorry, I needed 4s. So 1 saved, and 6s. So that one saved, so 1 goes through.
Okay, so I have 6 pink horrors. They're gonna shoot into the terror guys. They get 3 apiece, so I have 18 dice. They get 5s to hit. This is for my magical flames.
Alright, so what?
2 went through. 1 damage, no rend.
4s? Doesn't care.
Okay, now the blues. So they get 2 apiece, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So they get, they only get, okay, 5 to hit. first wound. Okay, they all went through, so 3 hits.
Okay. 4s and 5, or 4s and 6s, I'm sorry. So 1 went through, and 6. No, so 1 goes through.
Should probably charge with him first.
So the Ogroid charged the Flayer there, and so he gets to make a special roll because that's his ability. So D3.
On a 2+.
Oh, on a 2+, then a D3.
Yeah, no, yep, it's a 2+ and then a D3.
Okay.
5, so it went off.
Okay.
Now here's the D3. 5, so he takes 3.
Takes 3. So,
Mortal.
is there mortals? Okay,
Yeah.
so he doesn't get any save against mortals, so he'll take 3. So I'll put 3 on him. There you go.
Charge this player with my spawn and my guy with the horns. I left these guys here because there's no point. I charged with the Screamers with the Terror guys, and the rest of them are in battle. And I chose not to charge with anything else. So we're going to use this guy to attack him, and he's going to start with his Great Horns, which is 2 attacks. So 3 to hit, 3 to wound. To wound, and I got it. So it's a rend of 2, 3 damage.
Alright, so that means he does not get a save. So, because he normally saves on a 5. So he is dead. He's going to join his brothers over there. Okay, so the Terrorgeist, I'm going to go into this.
The Screamers.
The Screamers, and then if I end up getting rid of those, I might end up doing my another pile-in into those guys, but we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to start with these. 3s and 3s. Okay, so 1, -1 rend.
They need a 6 to save. And I got a 4, so it did not.
Skeletal Claws. I need 4s. 3s. So one of them -1 rend.
I need a 6. And I got a 4.
Okay, it does D3. Does 2. Fanged Maw. This is the good one. 4s, but hoping for 6s. Oh, wow. He's just not hungry today. Okay, so I am going to use my Feeding Frenzy Feast Day and pile in an attack again. So he's going to go into these guys again.
Hold tight, Screamers.
Okay, 3s and 3s. Okay, 3 of them -1 rend.
I need 6s. And I didn't get it.
Okay, just 1 damage each. Skeletal Claws. 4s and 3s. He didn't even want to scratch the post that time, so nothing there. So Fanged Maw, 3s, hoping for 6s. So 3 of them. Oh, I'm sorry. 5s, or those are 4s and 3s, so one of them went through. So then wounding at 3. So 1 -2 rend. So no save, so D6. So 2 of them.
1 life left. He's still hanging in there. Back. So these guys get 2 apiece. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Sorry, they only get 6 dice because they are at the melee part. And I need 5 to hit. So got 3. Then I need 4s to wound. And I got 2, so 1 damage.
No rend?
No rend.
Okay, so save it on 4s. And save it on 6. So it takes 1.
Okay, so then I have 1 pink on there. And he also gets 1 dice. So 5s to hit. I got it. 4s to wound. I got it with 1 damage.
Doesn't care.
Okay, so that is the end of that.
So then on to the ghouls.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the ghouls, so they get 1 apiece. 5s, nothing.
Alright, I'm gonna go with this guy right here. He's gonna go into the blues. So 3s and 3s. Alright, so you got 4 of them, -1 round.
Save because it's a 6 to save.
Alright, so it just says 1 each, so 4 guys are dead.
Okay.
Okay, then skeletal claws, I get 4. So 4s and 3s. Okay, 3 of them, -1 round.
Okay, so what are you attacking
I'm still going into the blues.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't get a save, right? Because it's -1
Right.
round, so these do D3 each. Alright, so 3, 3, and 2. So that'd be 8 of them. Okay. While you're figuring that out, I'll go with the Fanged Maw. Okay. 4s and 3s. Hoping for 6s. Alright. So 2 of them, -2 rend. So since you don't get a save, these do D6 each. So 2, 3 of them.
Yep.
So I ended up taking out that many dudes. It's a lot. Now on to Heidi's attack.
So the blue horrors are going to go into the ghouls. So they get 6 attacks. They need 5s, 4s. Okay, do not. Okay, that's the end of my thing.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Terrorgeist here. Alright, so going with Gory Talons and Fangs. 3s and 3s. Okay, 2 of them, -1 rend.
And I can't.
Alright, so they do 1 damage each. So,
Okay.
so that'd be 2 of them. Okay, then going with the Skeletal Claws. 4s and 3s. Okay, -1 rend, since you don't get a save. It does D3, so that's 2 more. And then Fanged Maw. Uh, 4s and 3s. So nothing. So Chad edit this in the end of the combat phase, last turn. So rerolling hits for the Fanged Maw. So I needed 4s and 3s. So 1 ended up going through. So 3. So nothing. I messed up too because I should have been adding 1 attack each time with that, but I did ended up adding it on the Fanged Maw. It did make a difference, but I should have added it on the other 2 as well.
So Screamer into the Terrorgeist that gets 3 attacks for the bite. And if the target is an enemy, which is a monster, change the damage character of this unit to a D3. Okay. 3 attacks, I need 4s. Got 1. I need a 3. I did not get it.
Alright, so at the end of the turn, here's what it looks like. Heidi's going to remove those blue horrors there in the middle and then switch them out for the flaming dudes. So, but this is what it looks like at the end of the turn here. Oh, I should mention, well, like I said before, I still have that dude hanging out back here. Alright, rolling for turn. Alright, so I'm definitely going to take it. See, we're not moving any spells. In my hero phase, this feller here went to try to cast Unholy Vitality, and Heidi dispelled it. This guy here tried to bring the Chalice back on, and Heidi dispelled him. And over there, I ended up getting Mystic Shield on that guy. And back here, from the cheap seats. The Aberrant Archregent ended up casting Ferocious Hunger on those fellers there, and I was just out of range, even with her boost from the big dude to try to dispel it. So I did end up getting it off. It's on the ghouls. So this dude here took off 1 wound, and this one there took off 3 wounds with the hero face. So now on to movement. In my movement phase. Alright, so end of my movement phase. That dude ended up running up there. He's going to try to join the battle here. The ghouls scooched up, getting closer to the brimstones there. Going to charge them. I decided to retreat out of combat with all my Terrorgeists, because there's really no reason keeping them tied up. I got to get back to that deal in the corner there to try to smash that thing. So there's no point in sticking around in combat up in front with all of her chaff units. So I retreated out of combat with those guys. I did end up summoning out on that final unit of flayers in the back corner there, and that courtier there moved up to try to join them. We'll see what happens there. So that is where I'm at. So now shooting. So I'm going with the flayers, going to go into the pink quarters here with my death scream. And so the way this works is each one of those guys rolls 2d6. So nothing there. I have to beat 10 basically. So these have got to be 11 or 12s. Nothing and nothing. So then he's going to go into that screamer that's there. So the Foided Breath, 4s and 3s. So nothing there. So he just kind of coughs off a furball. So that guy there, there's a spur, or that unit there, there's a spur in their boot. They can't go nowhere. This guy here decided to just hang out. And then these guys over here decided they want to fight, so they ended up charging there. So that is the only combat we're going to have. Well, I guess we're going to have this combat over there too. But I'm going to start over here with the Ferocious Hunger, see what happens. Alright, so adding 2 to the Ferocious Hunger. Okay, so with the Ferocious Hunger, add 2. So basically these guys get 2 attacks each, so they'd be having 20 attacks. But because they have the Ferocious Hunger, they get 40 attacks. So I'm going to roll these in 10s. And I'm going to roll all the hits, then I'll roll all of the wounds. 4s. Alright, so I got 22 hits total. Now going on to wounds. And I forgot to re-roll the 1s. Of course I did, but that's okay. So we're just going to go on to this. So going on to wounds, 4s. The reason I forgot is because I'm 50 today, so I'm officially old. My Alzheimer's is setting in early. So I got 5 in the first one. So 12 of them, no end.
Okay, 6s. No 6s.
Oh, so they all flamed out. So 12 of them.
Blue hordes with the ghouls. Well, and the pink.
Well, you do one at a time.
No, because they both only need 1.
Don't they hit on different things?
No.
5s to hit?
Yeah. 4s to 1. So 1 damage. No run.
2 of them? Okay. So saving on 6s. So 1 saved, and because they're by the hero there, need another 6, so nothing. So 1 dies. Can you pull 1 out of their place? Okay. So now I'll attack over here, but 8 on here, so there's 16. So I'll roll these twice. 4s for the first turn, and 2, 4, 6. So 10 total. 4s. I should have re-rolled the 1s the first time. Again, I forgot. Alzheimer's. So 5 of them. No rend.
Save. Nothing.
Okay, so these 2 guys are gone. And now I'll roll the 2 that are going into the flamers. 4s and 4s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, 1 of them. No rend. So it saved it. Alright, 4s and 3s. Or 4s and 4s, re-rolling 1s. Looks like 4 of them.
And went through. Needed 6s.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So now this is what it looks like. Heidi's going to end up replacing all of her things. This over here just gets 2 guys replaced. And then over there, the pink horrors turn into blue horrors. So we'll get all of that settled, and nobody has any battle shock that means anything, so that doesn't matter. So here's what it ends up looking like. All said and done. At the end of turn 2 for the Flesh Eater Corks. So now we're going to go into turn 2 for Heidi. See what happens here. I have a feeling she's going to end up taking me on this turn. It's going to be pretty bad with all of her crazy spells and things.
And 6.
So 2, and then you get a +1, so that's at 3. So that is for the ritual for this round, so she gets 3. Alright, so the end of Heidi's hero phase. If you notice this big gaping hole here, that's where my sweet terror guys used to be. She hit him with Arcane Bolt and the, what's that, the gate? Whatever the gate one is, she got that off on him, and yep, enough to delete him, so he flew away to the Netherland. And so now we're going to go into Heidi's movement phase.
Okay, so I moved everybody up.
Well, sort of. You castled everybody backwards.
Well, back. I made a roadblock here so those terror guys wouldn't get anywhere near these guys. I moved him up, and because of him moving, I did a spell on him, which basically I got a 5, which means that pick one unit within 12 inches, add 1 to the attack character of that unit.
Bless you.
Until my next hero phase.
Okay.
I retreated these guys to put a roadblock so they would have to charge. And I moved these guys over here, and I left those guys over there. And I left all these guys right here. And I moved
And now is at the end of your hero phase. You're going to spend your fate points, and you have just enough. You have 10. So bring on a unit of blue horrors. Here we go.
Here's my fate point to bring on 10 blue horrors, and I put them right here.
9 inches from that dude, basically. Yep. And this dude.
Okay.
So. Alright, so now on to shooting.
And 9.
Okay, so you're going with the Lord of Change into the terrorist here.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so I need 3s to hit, 3s to roll. 3s to roll. And I got 2. Add a -1 run, 1 damage.
Okay. So saving on 5s. Oops. Nothing, and then saving on 6s. Nothing. Takes 2. Just 1 each, you said?
Yep.
The Gaunt Summoner into the terrorist.
Yep. 3 to hit. Which I got. 4 to wound. Which I got, and it is a D3 damage.
Well, I gotta roll the save first. So are these mortals or -1 or anything?
It's no run.
Okay, so no run. So saving on a 4, so he doesn't care.
So these guys get 30 hits. We're doing 10 apiece. They need 5s to hit. And only 1 for the last one.
So this other unit back there is going to do the same thing.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4s.
So total, you're rolling 21.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 went through. 9 4s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, you got 6 the first time. Alright, so saving 13 of them. I need 4s. Because there's no rend, right?
Yeah, no red.
And then 6s. Okay, so 4 of them went through.
Yeah.
So he's got 7 on them so far.
So my blue flamer, or blue horror is gonna do him.
Okay.
5s. Okay, so 2 went through. Yeah. 1 more.
So 8 total.
Yep. So they need 4s. And 2 went all but 2, so 6.
No rend, 1 damage each, so saving on 4s. And saving on 6s. So it takes 3 of them.
These guys here, if I get 6, I have 6, I need 5. I need 4s. Okay, 2 go through.
Going into the ghouls.
Yep.
Saving on 6s. Okay, and then because of that Inferno Courtiers there, I get to save from them, so 6s. So nothing, so 2. Can you remove 2, please?
So I got 14 for these. I get 2 apiece, so I'm going to do 14 each time. And I need 5s, and they're heading into the ghouls. Do it again. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. 4s.
So you got 4 to the second round, so you're rolling 9 dice.
Yep. Now I'm hitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, no run, minus 1. 6, no run, 1 damage.
Okay, so save 3. And then 3 the second time. So 6s, so 3 die. Remove 3 more, please.
Are they 1 apiece?
Yep. Is that the unit?
Nope, there's 1 left.
Okay. He's sticking around. He's gonna die on that hill.
There's 2 left.
Him and his buddy, they're just hanging out there alone. So he charged, he went. So on a 2
So I
plus,
got
I
a
went up
3.
to mortal.
So it's a D3 mortal. And I got a 6, so 3 mortals.
Okay. So, I'm gonna save it. Oh, yeah, he needed 6s here. So it takes 3. So let's see if that's enough to kill him here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ah, he's got 1 wound left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, he's got 1 wound left on him.
My pinks charged the terror guys.
And you also charged with that dude there, of course. So he got his extra ability off, which gave you the extra couple wounds on me.
Yeah.
And so now we'll go into combat phase, which is basically, this is the only combat we got going here, so.
Charge. He's attacking with his great horns. He gets 2 attacks. He gets 3s to hit. Okay, they both went off. He gets 3s to wound. Goes off. The -2 rend.
Alright, so I'll be saving on 6s. So 1 saved.
Okay,
And then I save.
It's a 3 damage.
Oh, okay. So it does 3 damage, or you gotta roll 3?
Nope, it does 3 damages.
Okay, so these all need to be 6s. So, nope. Only 1 was. So, Flappy number 2 goes down. Alright, so since he is infested, he does D3 mortal wounds to the stuff that's around him. So the Ogroid will take 1 mortal wound, and then the Pink Horrors will take 3 mortal wounds.
Can I save? Oh, it says here that...
The Pink Horrors get a save, which we've been forgetting about for most of the game, but they do get a save. So, roll a dice. Roll dice. 3 of them. 1 more. There you go. So 1 of them is saved, 2 of them die. And then the Ogroid, I'm not sure if he saves against mortals or not, so you have to look. So the Ogroid will take 1, and then the other guys took 2. And then away goes Flappy. Hi, buddy. So this is the way the board looks at the end of Heidi's turn. And if you, like I said, if you hear popping sounds in the background, that's my inconsiderate neighbors lighting off fireworks. Even though it's not the 4th of July. That's the way it looks here, folks. Now we're gonna roll for turn. I'm gonna do a bravery shock over here, or bravery test over here. So I lost 5 guys, so nope, they don't care. For turn. Okay, so 3. So the way this looks, there is no way I'm getting to that, and so I think I am going to concede. If I would have gotten turn, I would have gave it a run. I would have charged you and saw what happened. But you're basically just going to Infernal Gateway me off of here and do the rest of your shenanigans. Good game. This is becoming a habit.
Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. For me, initially I thought I had you. Just when I came forward, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to get there and do some smash face on this stuff. But once you castled up here and kept adding stuff, so the split and split again rule, there was just no way. I mean, stuff just started adding up on the table. I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad news for me.
So this is my first time playing this army. It was a little overwhelming just because of all the different spells and stuff. So with it being new, of course, it's going to be overwhelming. So if you guys have any tips or any ideas to help me keep track of things in regards to my spells, that would be great. Also, too, I wasn't quite for sure how the Destiny dice kind of works, so if someone can kind of help me with that a little bit. I think I got it, but I'm not really for sure. So if you could give me some pointers on that, I would appreciate that. I did like that the pink horrors switched into 2 pink horrors, and then the horrors, blue horrors turned into the flamers. I did like that. The other thing that I had wasn't for sure on was my dice rolls for the pink horrors. And it says in there that for like the magical you get 3. I don't know if it's 3 for each or if it was just 3 in general for my shooting. Yeah, so because then if that is a factor and I did it wrong, it could have changed the game dramatically. So when I rolled, I actually rolled 3 dice for each pink horror when it was in my shooting phase. And then for the blue, it was 2 each for the shooting phase, and then of course the brimstone, which they didn't get to shoot any missiles because they retreated. They would have just gotten 1. So if you can help clarify if each pink horror gets 3 dice, or if it's just 3 dice total for all the pink horrors. So if you could help me clarify that, that would be great.
Yeah, so anything to help out with that in the comments down below, that would be awesome.
Just be nice.
So, yeah.
It is my first time playing it. We are looking forward to playing quite a few more games with it, and each time that I play it, I'll become a little bit better at knowing what I'm doing. Because it was overwhelming playing this army. But all in all, I think that gave you a run for your money.
Oh yeah, yeah. Forgotten to redo the Gaping Maw, so that was my bad.
And you didn't do your shooting phase the first time either.
Yeah, I didn't do the shooting phase the first time. Even when I did it the second round though, I didn't get anything off. So it's because you have everything's at 10. It's pretty tough even with it to get anything off.
So all in all, my birthday gift to my honey is that I won the game. So we will end this by wishing him a happy birthday, and I will sing him a lovely song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear honey. Happy birthday to you. You look like a monkey and smell like one too.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay guys, thanks for watching.